The sun had barely risen when the dusty road to Ndemi Village echoed with the soft sound of a motorbike. On it rode Nurse Amara, a young woman with bright brown skin and determined eyes, her white scarf flying in the wind. Her posting letter was folded neatly in her bag. She had been sent to this faraway village to work at the small community clinic. As the bike passed red dirt huts and wide fields of maize, Amara's heart beat faster. She had heard stories about Ndemi, quiet, peaceful, and far from the noise of the city. She imagined friendly faces, children laughing, and the smell of roasted yam by the roadside. When she arrived, that was exactly what she saw. The villagers welcomed her with joy. The chief, an old man with kind eyes, said, "May your hands bring healing, my daughter." The women sang loudly in happiness. Children danced around her, shouting, "Welcome, Nurse Amara. Welcome to Ndemi." Amara smiled, touched by their kindness. She promised herself that she would serve them with all her heart. For some time, life in Ndemi was good. She treated fevers, helped women give birth, and taught families how to keep their wells clean. The clinic, though small, was full of hope. But one morning, that peace began to fade. A little boy named Chidi was carried into the clinic, his small body hot with fever. Strange dark spots covered his skin, and his breathing was weak. His mother's eyes were red from crying. "Please," she begged, "do something, nurse." Amara did everything she could, but by nightfall, 2 more children were sick. Then for the next day, the sickness spread quickly, taking away the strength of the young and the hope of the old. The villagers began to whisper. "It is the curse of the wind," they said. "The gods are angry." Fear spread through Ndemi. Some families ran to nearby villages. Others locked themselves inside their huts. Even the herbalist packed his things and left. But Amara stayed. One evening, she stood in the middle of the village square, her face lit by the orange glow of the setting sun. The air was silent as she spoke. "This is not a curse," she said firmly. "It is a sickness, and we can fight it. But only if we fight together." Her voice shook a little, but her eyes were strong. That night, she worked alone. She boiled water to clean her tools when there was no power. She used salt water to wash wounds when medicine was finished. She even built a small hut for the sick people to stay in, using her own hands. Though she was tired and weak, she did not stop. Many people doubted her. Some even laughed. "What can one woman do against death?" they said. But Amara didn't answer. She just kept walking. Days turned into weeks. The disease continued to spread, but so did Amara's courage. She sent letters to nearby towns, asking for help. Her brave spirit inspired the few villagers who stayed. Then, one hot afternoon, a truck came into Ndemi carrying boxes of medicine, vaccines, and masks. Amara fell to her knees in relief. Help had come. With the new supplies, she taught the villagers how to protect themselves, washing hands, boiling water, and keeping the sick away from others. Slowly, the deaths stopped. One by one, the fever disappeared. When the first child got well, the whole village gathered around Amara, tears of joy on their faces. The chief lifted his staff high and said, "From today, this place will no longer be called a clinic. It will be called the House of Life, in honor of the nurse who never gave up." Amara smiled, tears in her eyes. "It wasn't me alone," she said softly. "It was all of us, when we chose courage instead of fear." From that day, the people of Ndemi told her story every year under the big baobab tree. The elders would begin. "Long ago, when death came to our village, one woman stood her ground and taught us that courage can heal more than medicine." And the children, their eyes wide with wonder, would listen as the fire cracked and the stars shone above. They learned that heroes do not always wear crowns or carry swords, sometimes they wear white coats and carry hope in their hands. Moral of the story: true heroism is not the absence of fear, but the strength to act with love and courage even when afraid. When we stand together, no darkness is too deep for our light.